My first job was as an intern on Capitol Hill, working for then Senator Abe Ribicoff. I used to come up and open the mail at 7:30 in the morning. And I learned that actually, for all its challenges, government can actually work. Well, I think what I did early in my career was I took risks, and on almost every risk I took, at first I failed. My first two businesses I failed before my third business, which was in the wireless industry, and I got a chance to start the cell phone company Nextel. But if I hadn't had those failures first, I'm not sure would have had that success. Same thing in politics. The first time I ran for elected office, I lost, but it taught me a lot, and the subsequent time when I ran for governor, I was successful. So I think learning from failure has been one of the most important things in my career. To take a deep breath and realize, as bad as things seem to be, particularly if you're in the public sector now and you're hearing politicians criticize or attack people who work in the public sector, to know that this period will pass, that at its core, Americans respect people who serve, whether it's serve in their community, serve in government, and I hope that we'll soon have a return of sanity in terms of respecting those folks who serve our community, particularly if they serve as a government employee. I think the best advice I've ever received was don't be afraid to fail, and that you can learn as much from your failures as you do from your success. Too often in society today we celebrate success, but I know very few people in life who've had simply success in their life. If you haven't been touched by failure, chances are you're not going to be successful. Well, I think in today's world, the ability to access information through the internet is unprecedented. So the idea that if you want to seek out a new area, if you want to learn something new, using the power of technology, but also recognizing that just learning alone isn't enough, that we still are in a society that values that certification, that degree. So trying to find ways, and I think one of the challenges for higher education is how do you make sure that you can make your skill training accessible to people who are going to stay in the workforce. And our community colleges do a particularly good job at that, but it all starts with accessing information through the internet. Because working for the government, at the end of the day, you are providing service. Whether it is defending your country, whether it is accessing folks to food stamps, whether it is teaching in school, that you're being paid by the public for something that is defined as a public good, or the public wouldn't make this investment. I also think even if you don't want to keep your whole career in government, to get a sense of how, particularly the federal government, if you work for a large enterprise, works or doesn't work necessarily efficiently, will be valuable whether you want to move into the private sector or stay in the public sector.